Hey everyone, Chris Bossman here with the Nature Trust of BC. I'm in Kimberley today, looking south. You can see over my shoulder here one of the Twin Buttes and the Wycliffe Conservation Complex. So great backdrop and a really important conservation complex. It's about 2,700 acres, made up of 23 parcels owned by the Nature Trust of British Columbia, the Nature Conservancy of Canada, and the BC Ministry of Forests, Lands, Natural Resource Operations and Rural Development. And the complex really has a lot of ecological significance. It has a diversity of different habitat types. It functions as a really important wildlife corridor, and as a result it supports a number of species at risk, including American badger and Lewis's woodpecker, which is really the focus of my selfie video here, and talking about ecosystem restoration prescription development to benefit both of those species. The reason really for this project is to try and really restore some key habitats that are being lost, primarily through our effectiveness as humans over the past few decades in getting good at suppressing wildfire. This is a complex that really requires stand maintaining fire, and that has really been removed from the landscape. So what we're seeing is a lot of forest ingrowth and forest encroachment, and that's really having an impact on a wide suite of wildlife species, but particularly American badger and Lewis's woodpecker that do really require that grassland, open forest, mosaic habitat type. Our accomplishments with this project really are, I guess, a couple of main things. One is that there's been a lot of ground truthing and background data collected. So we have a much better idea of forest conditions that are out there, and that's really important for us. I guess the other thing that's really been accomplished is that we have prescriptions now in place, and there's a prescription in place for both NTBC, NCC, and FLNRO properties. So because this was a project that involved ground truthing, data collection, prescription writing, there is no immediate direct benefit to fish, wildlife, or ecosystems, but there certainly will be. This project has really provided the conservation partners with a lot better understanding of ecosystem and forest condition out there, and that will help inform management decisions down the line. Of course, the prescriptions themselves, while they're designed with American badger and Lewis's woodpecker in mind, they will benefit a full suite of wildlife, and we really should see an improvement in ecological condition and function. So in our project, there were primarily the three conservation partners that collaborated with one another. That's, again, NTBC, NCC, and FLNRO. And so we worked closely with the contractor to determine what areas would be best to look at creating tree thinning prescriptions for, and then, continue that dialogue with the contractor throughout. The contractor that we collaborated with on this whole project was Jeff Allen of Jeff Allen Consulting Incorporated, based out of Cranbrook, and so he did a great job for us. I think through this project there was probably two learning lessons. One was that although we were able to get prescriptions made for close to 90 hectares of conservation land, that's still only a fraction of really the available habitat that could be enhanced or restored. The second was that it is difficult to develop prescriptions that maximize the habitat requirements for both Lewis's woodpecker and American badger. They do share a lot of the same requirements, but they're not carbon copies of one another, so there are some challenges in trying to integrate both of their needs into a single prescription. So I think for us, the real highlight of this project is just now that we have done a lot of the background work, we actually have three shovel-ready projects ready to implement on the landscape, and that's really exciting for us.